So it was when Sarah started realising that it was becoming more difficult for her to help her daughter get dressed in the morning when she decided to go to the doctors. And this is when she found out that she had Parkinson's. And to make matters worse, she was told that the treatment available wasn't only just temporary, but it would also cause further complications in the future. And Sarah isn't alone. Every hour, someone in the UK is told that they have Parkinson's. And it's a life-debilitating brain disease that affects an individual's movement, and it can make simple, everyday activities extremely difficult. Unfortunately, by the time the symptoms arise and we can confidently diagnose the disease, most of the affected cells in your brain have already died. And so if we can detect the disease early on, this presents hope for finding a cure and also improving the quality of life for people with Parkinson's. So how do we go about detecting the disease in the early stages before symptoms arise and before doctors and even the patients themselves notice the disease develop? This is a question that I aim to detect in my PhD, and I'm going to be using a tool that is cheap, easily accessible, non-invasive, and can also be used on a wide-scale application. This tool is your beloved smartphone. See, smartphones come equipped with a variety of sensors to enhance your user experience. And we can use these sensors to deduce important information about your movement. I'm looking into using these sensors to detect individuals at risk of developing the disease. It's been shown that these individuals have very subtle movement problems in their walking pattern, but they just don't know it. And I think your smartphone may be able to pick up on this. Through a 30-second test that an individual can do via an app on their smartphone, users are instructed to place their smartphone in their pocket, walk in a straight line and return while the smartphone sensors measure their walking pattern. But it's not that simple. We need to remember that we're dealing with Sarah's health here, and so a misdiagnosis can cause detrimental effects to her and her family's life. And so we need to be sure that the subtle movement problems that we're detecting are indeed due to Parkinson's and nothing else, say a limping limb. And so I aim to build a mathematical model of an area in the brain that is associated in Parkinson's in order to gain insight into Sarah's brain. Now, I changed the parameters of the model in order to try and match the data from the smartphone. And once I have a match, I can then go back to the model and see whether it indicates that this person has Parkinson's. This model will allow me to then be able to reliably detect individuals at risk of developing the disease using their biological and physical characteristics. It's absolutely crucial that we can screen everyone in order to be able to detect these subtle movement problems, if we really want to be able to find the cure for Parkinson's. Thank you.